bro. Don't forget, it ain't the first 48, bro. It's 60 minutes, bro.
We heard a whole lot of lip service, but hey, anybody can do that. But between the lines,
come with the king, you best not miss. Even the score now, we need to score now. Back on that wall, when you hear that call, you know it's going down. We play from beginning to ending, you know how we finish. Turn to the bank, gotta handle our business. We need the ball, so it's time to go get it. Play with your heart when you hit, make like who you with? You know I'm with. You come to the bank and get out of line, be sending a blitz. Say who you with? You know I'm with. That purple and black, and when we attack, you know what it is.
You're now locked in Zone 32.
That shit did not sound country, man. It's all good. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the Zone 32 podcast. We got a gang of motherfuckers in this tonight. My name is Jake. His name is Drew. His name is Will. His name is Brandon BT. His name is motherfucking Grant. His name is Trippy. And we got a special guest, man, who is a part of the Driveway Beers podcast. Find him on drivewaybeers.podcast.com. You can also follow him on the Twitter at dwaybeers. His name is Alex. Say what's up to the people.
Fuck you, Jake.
How's everybody doing?
Shut the fuck up, you mark-ass bitch. I got a show to get into. Now go ahead, Alex. That's all you. I just did it. Too fucking bad. Don't be rude, Drew. You won't be rude. Grow hair on the top of your motherfucking head. I'm
the rude one out of the two of us. Asshole.
Fuck off, you big titty behemoth.
Hey yo, that's crazy. You said that because the day is Titty Tuesday too, man. That's crazy. Shout out to Titty Tuesday, man.
Shout out to Titty Tuesday, man. You go titty bar down the road.
Hey, I brought mine too, so don't worry about
it.
So
nobody. Anyway,
the Titty Committee.
Hey man, there's the itty bitty Titty Committee and the big old Titty Committee. That is what it is. But still,
all right,
Alex,
we're doing that.
Speak. You got the floor first before we get into it.
No, just thanks for having me, guys. Looking forward to it.
No doubt. Anyway,
anybody
so we got
to throw in guests in, Jake.
Nah, maybe not. Either way.
All right, I'm joining this Titty Committee.
That's right. Anyway,
I mean, like, I'm gonna do a whole photo shoot with Budweiser's and my shirt and probably dump some on myself. You know.
Yeah. That's right. That's that one half I recall y'all talking about. But anyway, we got a game to recap just because the Ravens hosted the Bills on Sunday night and they beat the shit out of the Bills 35-10. Josh Allen struggled. He didn't even throw for over 200 yards. The King came out, stayed the King, ran for almost 200. He was a yard short, but 209 total yards. So, Drew, you know what to do. Floor is yours.
You buried the lead on the most important score of the game. It was the Patrick Ricard touchdown. But, it's just buried.
Yeah, it's a fumble recovery, though. Did that hit for your parlay?
It's a touchdown.
I had to bully FanDuel. FanDuel to pay me for it, but they finally did the right thing and paid me. So, I got the Ricard touchdown out of the way early this year. Speaking of Ricard, when we play him more snaps, good things seem to happen because it means we're committing to the run and the misdirection and not just trying to run to the right against bad behind our bad offensive line. So, I don't know, maybe more of that. I'd like to see. Mark Andrews maybe show up next week. I'm getting, very concerned about him. But really, other than that, there's not much we can complain about. There was like a 5-minute window there where we looked like we were going to choke away a big lead, and then they kind of got their feet under them, and we're good to go for the rest of the game. There is not much to complain about at all. So I don't know. Unfortunately, Max, we can't be hard on the team this week because not
I have two complaints. I have two. There was two mistakes made in the game. Well, I'll be fair. There were three, but two of them were major mistakes, and one of them was a lesser mistake. So the biggest mistake was Harbaugh on the timeout. It was stupid.
Oh, and the Bateman drop pass, obviously.
And that's the second one. The Bateman drop touchdown, because that is a trend. Because I saw. I think Stone is watching this. I saw him retweet the link. He might not be watching. Maybe he was just being nice and retweeting. But he said people are talking about Bateman's drop, but not about Zay's on 3rd and 20. So I will mention that Zay dropped a pass on 3rd and 20. Now it was a very challenging catch.
It was not a challenging catch. It was, I think Collinsworth put it best when he said that he was so focused on getting his feet down, he forgot to catch the ball.
Yeah, I mean, there was a lot more to it than Bateman was just open in the end zone and the ball hit him
really
in the fucking hands.
If we're going to be fair, Zay should have caught that. It was 3rd and 20. It was a
he should have caught it.
It hit him in the hands and it went down. So to be fair, but the difference between Zay and Rashad is that Zay does that once every 5-6 games, maybe, whereas Rashad does it every other week. So
and Rashad did it in the fucking end zone again.
Yeah.
So now I'm not going to complain too much.
Take away all his fucking nail polish. Take away all his Balenciaga bags. Take away all his other designer shit that I don't know the name of.
Okay. Zamboni makes a good point. Mark Andrews had a bad drop too.
Yes,
he did.
But it doesn't matter. It's still not worse than Bateman dropping the ball in the end zone.
Yeah, that's horrible.
I would argue it can be because I think Andrew's confidence is shit right now, and I think that you could see his mannerisms and look on his face.
This comment's funny.
Like when
I can't read it. You have to read it out
loud. That was embarrassing drop. Looked like T-Rex trying to catch it.
Yeah,
but it killed his confidence. You know what I mean?
His hands too early on a ball. That's just inexcusable. It's not like it was some tough. When I saw it live, I thought he was, I don't know, maybe he bumped the corner, or, it was a little tighter coverage or something like that. But I mean, he was, a yard behind him. There was no reason to drop that ball. None at all.
It was wide open.
Yeah.
Drew mentioned a big difference, though. Drew mentioned a big difference.
Are you going tomorrow, by the way, Pigtown?
Alex, go ahead. Ignore Will. He's being a drunk retard as usual.
No, I was just saying, you made a good point. So with Zay and Mark, everyone knows their talent's there because they performed. Even Zay with only 1 year under his belt, he's performed, right? With Bateman, this is year 3 or year 4 at this point, and the dude doesn't perform. And the fact that you dropped the one in the end zone again, you don't know how to do the scramble drill again. Mm-hmm. It's like everyone's just sick of it at this point. He's an all-star. Right, Steve Smith would call him a jag.
Yeah, you could build up goodwill. You know what I mean? Like if you make enough good plays, I'm willing to forget Mark Andrews dropped that or Zay Flowers dropped that because they've done enough to make me forget that. Whereas Bateman really
100%
just hasn't. And at this point, I don't think he ever will. I know that Will, float a hypothetical out there of Devontae Adams for Bateman in a second. I would drive Bateman to Las Vegas myself for that. Go pick him up at his house and stuff him in the back of my trunk and drive him out there. So
I second that motion.
Yeah, I mean, and it's bad in a sense because if I, and this isn't a knock on the guy I'm comparing Bateman to, but for what Bateman does, and you got to think of this as a first rounder there, but my comparison for him is Kamar Aiken right now. We try to depend on him a couple seasons as a 2, tried to depend on him the 1 year as a 1 when Flacco went down. Was that 2015?
Yeah, 2015.
And he would have games where he'd flash, he'd get 100 yards receiving, 8 catches, 2 touchdowns, but then he'd disappear for 3 weeks. Bateman will make a big catch and a clutch catch, but then he'll drop the easy once he's not consistent, and you expect more out of that out of a first-round pick, and he's just not delivering. So, I mean, I'd ride shotgun.
The fact that you're, comparing him to Kamar Aiken, that was a late-round pick that kind of, again, like you said, flashed out of nowhere.
He was undrafted, I think.
Do anything. I thought he was a 6th round pick, but he might have been undrafted. I don't remember. It was a long time ago. But regardless,
Sports said Bateman reminded him of Demetrius Williams from Oregon.
Yeah, I mean that's another guy with all the physical talent in the world and just couldn't catch the fucking ball. That's a big part of being a wide receiver is catching the fucking ball. And every time I tweet something about it, I get some little fanboy upset in my mentions. But how about he just catches the ball instead of you getting mad at me? It's not my fault. He can't catch.
At this point, those people are just the people that don't want to admit being wrong. That's all that is.
They've done this weird thing where it's the Ravens don't give him enough of an opportunity. It's the same mental gymnastics they used to play with Prochet and they play with every wide receiver that doesn't do well. It's it's everybody else's problem, but the wide receiver's problem.
But you got to earn your opportunities, and that's the key thing that a lot of people don't get and they don't pay attention to is why the fuck is Lamar going to keep trying to target him when he's dropping wide open touchdowns?
How do we feel about this?
How do we feel about what?
I like
Can you see the screen?
Oh,
No,
no
I'm wearing
questions
sunglasses
asked.
inside.
Yeah, no.
That's a duh. That's
The
a
trade-
duh.
Like Drew said, I
That
will.
Yo, who
contract,
did that edit? Yo, I like that edit.
We will all drive Bateman straight
Throwing a
to Vegas.
throwing a fucking bag of Funyuns with Bateman just to get people to take Bateman.
Yeah, there's a lot of talk on the timeline too about like we don't need Devontae Adams, and I don't.
That's crazy.
Yeah, okay.
Everyone can use Devontae Adams. Everyone.
Yeah, everyone could. And
if you're
exactly,
we just spent 5 fucking minutes talking about Bateman and his history of dropping touchdown passes. So
if
like
your argument is that you don't want to get your hopes up because you don't think Devontae Adams is realistic because of the salary cap and the potential that another team is going to come in and give, a better offer than us, like fine, I can live with that. I think it's dumb to not pursue him. But if your argument is that like we don't need Devontae Adams because we have Rashad Bateman, like you need to get your head checked out. Is really what it boils down to. Like you're a special person that needs to, fucking wear a helmet when you go out in public and like, maybe have an aide walk you around everywhere.
I don't get it, man.
He's got a $25 million cap hit right now.
Yeah, and so I think we'd be on the hook for 13 if we traded him.
13.
And they could re-sign him immediately with a front-ended signing bonus and really cap it down, and then just kind of elevate next season.
And I was thinking about this, like the problem with that is that if you're the Raiders, like, do you want to potentially eat some of Devontae Adams' contract and sit there and wait for a contract renegotiation, or do you just want to get him for a straight second-round pick from somebody like the Jets who have the cap space? You don't have to do anything with it. And so, that's where I can see us missing out on him, is that there's just a path of less resistance for the Raiders where they get the same return and they don't have to do anything. So then, like, I could see us missing out on him, and I would be irritated, but like I'd understand that. Like, sometimes there's just shit that we have to do. There's like cap maneuvering that we'd have to make that isn't always easy and doesn't always come together immediately. And so if that's why we miss out on it, like I'll live with it. But if it's because we don't want to go all in and go get Devontae Adams, I don't understand it at all.
Now, what I would like to see happen is they try and make this move because this is the best move, but then the next one is okay, it doesn't work, pivot and go get DeAndre Hopkins, because I think we need to upgrade at wide receiver if we're really going to be that team in the playoffs, especially because the Bills don't have very good receivers. The Chiefs just lost their best receiver. So they're down 2 receivers. So, like,
Mahomes going to get fined for that hit on Rice.
Yeah,
I feel like that was a dirty
hit.
You
should, right?
You can't go low on guys like that. I feel like you got to fine him for that.
DeAndre Hopkins was the move when he was a free agent after that Arizona debacle he had there.
There's a reason.
The numbers.
There's a reason why we won't get Hopkins. There's a reason why we didn't get Hopkins. I think I said this on the podcast first. I don't know if I'm breaking news, but he allegedly had gang affiliations in Houston, and so like he had a whole group that he was surrounded with. It was something to do with one of his baby mamas and some huge kingpin down in Houston, and like Bill O'Brien pulled him aside and said, "You're going the same route as Aaron Hernandez," and that caused a whole shitstorm in the media. But like, those aren't the guys that we go after. I would love DeAndre Hopkins. We were pounding the table for him for years, but once I heard that whole side of things, I'm like, yeah, he's not going to come here, unfortunately.
Yeah, no.
But he is the guy that is a perfect example of a guy that we need. Like, somebody who has that skill set. And, I wouldn't mind, again, Courtland Sutton. I know we've brought him up on podcasts multiple times. The Broncos offense fucking sucks. Like, they're not doing anything, so why not get rid of Courtland Sutton at this point? And I'd happily take it.
Yeah,
they did beat the Jets, though.
That was one of the most boring, ugly games I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah,
they're on the. What are they? 2-2 with Bo Nix? I mean,
yep, they're 2-2 with Bo Nix.
Yeah, but you got to realize Bo Nix is like a year away from retiring and selling insurance. What is he? What is he, like 37 at this point? So
something like that.
And Sean Payton's supposed to be an offensive mastermind, and that's like the kind of offense that they, sputter up as 10 points. I would take Courtland Sutton in a heartbeat. I'm sure there's somebody else out there that we're not thinking of that could be, had for relatively cheap. And it looks like the kind of offense that we're going to play for the rest of the year is that kind of run heavy, and you have to be like perfect in your situational passing. And I just don't trust anybody on the roster of, you have that key 3rd and 7 that you have to pick up of them hauling in that pass. And we need a veteran person on the roster that's going to do that. Michael Thomas is still a free agent, so just throwing that one out there too.
Nelly had a big third down grab.
You did.
Yeah, I mean, what about with Andrews, Likely, and Zay on the field? Like having those be your 3 main wide receivers, and you put Algalore somewhere on there, and that way Bateman's off the field.
So I'd be okay with that.
All 4 of those guys got hands.
If Mark comes back to the Mark of old, then yeah, that's a great guy to have out there. There's something off with him. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's just
confidence.
It looks more.
They're also not throwing the ball that much.
Yeah, and then when they do, he doesn't break the right way, or he's not quick in and out of his breaks. He's not finding that open space. He's not catching the ball. Like there's something not totally there with him. I feel like he needs an IR stint. Again, I said this last week. I don't know if they're going to actually do that though. And then
I'm with both. I'm agree with both you and Grant. Both a confidence level, because coming off an injury like that, you're going to obviously see your confidence level, especially if you're acting as if you're 100%, but you're really at like 85, 90%.
Yeah, so, and I feel like he is telling the coaches that he's 100%. He's just not. I mean, it's just blatantly obvious that he's not.
So put him on that short-term IR.
Yeah.
Well, and his snap counts kind of agree with that. I think if he were healthy, they would have him on the field a lot more.
Well, I also don't think that they're putting him out there because I think Kohler's a better blocker than him, and he kind of fits what they need at the moment more than Mark Andrews does.
I'm just saying, considering that Mark Andrews has been the focal point of the receiving group for the last 5 years plus, it's odd that he has such a small snap share, even if we're going run heavy, whatever. And he, in the past has been on the field a lot for he's basically on the field all the time. So
it's also kind of funny that our fans were like, you got to get away from Mark Andrews, like stop forcing him the ball all the time. Then we stop putting him on the field, and that's a problem.
Well, and I agree with Drew. Like, I think it's more or less of it's Kohler's a better blocker, Likely's a better blocker, and it's not necessarily that we're looking to run more in the run game. It's more of a fact of the holes in the offensive line. They needed that added protection with the extra blocker on the edge. So,
which is why it was bizarre. We played Ricard like 20 and 30% of snaps in the first 2 weeks, and our offensive line looked like shit. And in the last 2 weeks, it's looked a lot better, and Ricard's played like 50% of snaps.
Yeah, well, but we're also the past 2 weeks, when we've been scoring more points and, outside of the fact that we took our foot off the gas in Dallas, we've been throwing from run sets, like we've been using play action and disguising.
Like
that's what we should be doing.
Right.
I mean, like that's what our skill set is right now. I mean, we ran for 270 something and averaged 8 yards a carry. So, I mean, like when you're doing that and your time of possession is 30 minutes. So when you're running for 270 yards, you're averaging 8 yards a carry and your time of possession is 30 minutes versus their 28, and they scored 10 points, you scored 35. Those are quick strikes. That's controlling the clock. And that's, really like just taking advantage of your offensive system and trying different things. Like I loved, I thought Monkey called his best game of the year, no question.
Yeah, by far.
I don't think you're going to see that kind of game call every week, though. I think
no.
I think Monkey, to put up that comment.
Monken's going to change it. Monken's going to change it up.
Yeah. So this is a good time to what you're saying and what Pigtown's saying. Is it concerning how much playing time Kohler's getting? Kohler was drafted to be. He believe him and Likely.
Nick Boyle.
He was
he was the most efficient red zone tight end receiver in NCAA football when we drafted him. And Nick we were so deficient in the red zone. Yeah. Well, we were so when he came in, he was regarded as a poor blocker. So he's developed.
He was a pass catcher.
He's a pass catching tight end.
And so was Boyle out of Delaware.
Back when I did my other podcast, I was really big on Kohler, and he reminded me a lot of like an underdeveloped, almost like Dennis Pitta. Really good in the red zone, And
Yeah, which we
you
didn't
just
have.
needed
We didn't have
him.
any big bodies in the red zone. We still don't have any really big
And
bodies.
him and Likely
But
were number 1 and number 2 at I think that like red zone catches on targets or whatever.
Correct.
Like their efficiency in the red zone was number 1 and number 2 in all of NCAA. So
And Will, I just want you to have this in your back pocket. I want you to get that likely raw athletic score thing as a wide receiver up. Because if we don't go get a Devontae Adams or another wide receiver, that's got to be the move. Is you play Likely as your, wide receiver 2, essentially.
Yeah, that's easy to find. That's easy.
I agree with you. I think if you can get Likely and Andrews on the field as much as possible, that's your best bet. Just because everyone's going to respect Andrews because he's an All-Pro, and Likely is that dude in the red zone that will go up and get a ball. He is a dog when it comes to
Pigtown's question, though. I would say it's not predictable because we can deploy Kohler as a pass catcher at any time. He's being used as a blocker a lot of the time, but he can flip the switch very quickly and be a big time threat to catch the ball. I think Likely is a much different player than Mark Andrews is, and Kohler is more like Mark Andrews, which that's where you get into that conversation. Yeah. So that's where you get into the conversation of is it more more realistic to think that we're coming to the end of the Mark Andrews era in Baltimore because Kohler can slide into that role.
And I think that's maybe something you look at in the offseason. I think.
No, for sure, yeah.
But I think it's depending on what you want to do schematically.
That's a transition, though. It's a transition. It doesn't just they're not just going to. I'm saying like Kohler obviously being on the field more definitely lends itself to the idea that they're kind of phasing Mark back, if not out.
And
they're planning
it depends on what you're trying to do, though, because the schematics for each game are totally different. But I see what Drew's saying as the wide receiver standpoint, because Mark Andrews is a flex Y, which is more of a slot Y. But then you have Likely, he's not like a true X, but he can do a lot of the outside the numbers running outside the hashes routes that an X could do. But you can also motion him in different types of run sets to manipulate defensive fronts. So I think it's flexible enough. And not saying like he would be a full-time wide receiver, but I think you could, 60 to 70% him as a split out X or a flex Y, either one, because he's so versatile in that aspect. So I think when you're talking tight ends, I think realistically you have Kohler and you have Andrews. And I think Likely is kind of that wild card. He's like he's the 2024 Kyle Juszczyk. Like he's not a fullback, but he's the split version of that.
He's not really fast enough to be a full-time outside wide receiver, but he's not really big enough to be a full-time like blocking tight end either. So he's got a little bit of everything that he does. And
he does.
You don't want him to gain weight and get slower.
No, because then you lose.
He does well. He does well in the blocking game. The way they set him up for blocks, whether it's like an inline crack, or whether it's like a hook block, or like whether he's leading up in a hole or leading on the outside. Like he's good blocking in space.
The thing I like about him, and it's the same thing I like about Ricard, is that if you told him to go play quarterback, he just fucking do it. There's no ego. There's no like, oh, my role should really be this. It's just like, yeah, fuck it. Put me on the field. I'll do whatever the fuck you ask me to do. He might not be best suited for it, but he's gonna give it his best every time. And same thing with Justice Hill. He's got the same.
Do you think that mentality though comes from him coming out of Coastal? He wasn't at a Power 5 school or anything like that, so he's kind of had to get it a little bit out of the mud.
Here we go.
Oh my gosh.
Ricard and Likely are both Massachusetts kids. I'm just saying.
The Massachusetts State bird is a cupcake.
Mass holes.
Massachusetts has been a freedom grant, so maybe you should respect it a little bit more. Asshole.
Did they also be getting shot?
Yeah, I mean, shit happens sometimes.
By the British. Happens,
It was one guy. You had to, it's greater good kind of situation there.
You had
greater good.
You had Paul Revere's shirt on yesterday.
Did I?
was that yesterday or that was Sunday?
Stop.
That was Sunday.
You had it on. You don't wear a Paul Revere shirt and wonder if you have it.
It was a Callaway.
You're wearing that shit.
It was a Callaway and it was Sunday.
That was Drew's shirt that got him on the
racist
racist profile picture collage.
Oh, I saw that. That was very well done. Whoever put that together.
Some retard named Will. I don't really like him that much, but yeah. I mean, I don't typically look at myself in the mirror before I leave, and I had to pull something off my visor, and I looked and I was like, Jesus Christ, like I fit this to a T.
It was actually I made it, and I was like, I had to look at it a couple times to find you after
Yeah, I did the same thing.
I was like, where is he again? Blended in.
I was like, oh shit, there he is. I found Waldo.
I gotta go find that.
You were the first one to send it. You were the first one to send it, but there was like 2 other iterations of the same picture, and I couldn't find myself, like, first glance in any of it. I was like, oh shit. It was the sunglasses, the American flag, the angle that I took it from in the car. I was like, Jesus Christ. I look like all of these, I looked like I should have been shouting at somebody to stand for the national anthem. But,
I'm gonna put
Grant hijacking the podcast as usual with his backhanded remarks.
But yeah,
for the record, when I took that picture, I sent it to a private group that we're in, and I said I unlocked the Grant starter pack. So
I can't find it.
I just love that you're doubling down with the Budweiser sleeveless today. Like, I think that one's more American.
Well, just like I said, sometimes it's fun to just go stand out and by a horse stable and dump some Budweisers on myself and take pictures. That's where I just came from before this. That's how I was celebrating the Orioles loss. It's a very, very niche comment. I don't think many people will understand that. They'll just think I'm a fucking weirdo, but it's fine. Target audience understood.
Oh, there it is.
There it is.
Yeah, so I have sunglasses on right now, so I'm just looking at this.
There he is, right there.
Like a bunch of fucking all the same. Like if I made that my profile picture and tweeted like 100 things at Colin Kaepernick about disrespecting the flag, I feel like I would fit right in with that community.
You're a chameleon.
Yeah, fucking January 6th was nobody did anything wrong. It was just a party at the Capitol.
Don't get Grant started.
That's right, partner. That's right.
Vaccine was fake.
They gave me milk and cookies.
Grant, give me some more talking points. Maybe I'll make a burner account and infiltrate that community. Do you have like street cred in that community, Grant, so that I could be like, oh, I know Grant. It's fine. You can trust me.
You say, hey, I know a guy.
Hey,
Grant hosts all the meetings.
I know Grant. He's the one who led you around the Capitol on January 6th. I'll be like, oh yeah, I like that guy.
There's a team set up.
Yeah. Do we have much else to say about Sunday? Oh, Bills fans meltdown has been great, by the way. Thoroughly enjoyed.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I saw one of the okay, we've seen it all from these fucking people all off season. They spent the entire off season complaining about who won the fucking MVP, as if who gives a shit, honestly.
Yeah, but they're the Bills. They're like they don't win Super Bowls. They don't know what else.
I get that. So today, their comeback today was at least our quarterback gets up when he gets hit. Your quarterback is soft. They've gotten to that point, and then they posted a picture of Lamar Jackson when he got the concussion in the in the game against Buffalo, the playoff game against Buffalo.
The fuck?
That's the banner you're gonna hang.
Our quarterback.
Got up after a strip sack.
I mean,
IQ, unlike.
To keep it 100, he wasn't the same after Travis Jones knocked the shit out of him after that strip sack. He played shit out there.
That was probably my favorite play of the game. Was not that Josh Allen fumbled, that's great, but Travis Jones just fucking
knocked him the fuck out,
making sure he could take his own fumble.
That was the momentum changer. That was the momentum changer.
Oh, and
I got a question though. Is Bill's Twitter just that shitty? Because in general, Bills fans, and look, I'm from upstate New York, so I know a lot of them. They're not shitty people. They're usually the ones where if someone gets hurt at their stadium, they usually do they do a donation drive to some charity or something in that guy's name. So the Bills fan base in itself is generally a lot of good people. It just seems like there's 6 or 7 of them on Twitter that just seem to be the shittiest of shitty people.
If you look at all their locations, none of them are from Buffalo, and that's
okay. That makes more sense. All right,
they're that moron with the fucking cartoon Abby is from Spain, I think, right? I don't remember. He's from some fucking European country, so he's just, again, like that's the loud
Spain,
mouth who leads them
Barcelona.
on. Yeah,
is where he is.
yeah.
So he's irrelevant. Okay.
Yeah, he's not a real person, but he's
Hey, yo,
got a
why the
loud
fuck
voice
ain't
on
nobody
Billboard.
call me yet, yo?
I didn't even know you were still here. Yeah.
Hey, bro, Hey, yo, I want
Oh,
you to
is it? You're the Jets
You've been
talking?
muted.
Meet my new friend. Say hi. She said she a Tom Brady fan.
What the fuck is that?
There you go.
Kick her out of the cut.
Oh, I got another one too. Look, she said she a Steelers fan.
Oh,
Oh,
boy.
get the fuck out of here with that bullshit.
Trippy, where you at?
You said
Will's on
where
his
I'm
way.
at. Hey, I'm with my nice friend right here, man. She's sexy. Hey, show them teeth, baby. Show them teeth. Show them teeth.
Oh shit.
Bro, you gotta see the eyes. Look, do me a favor real quick.
Trippy after
Put the
Trippy.
flashlight on your eyes.
I can
Put
get
your
you on my
flashlight
show,
your
baby.
eyes. Hey, bro, look, y'all gotta see our eyes real quick, bro. Look. Yo, look at them eyes, yo. Yo, look at these, bro. Look at these sexy eyes. Hold on, let me show you real quick. Look.
He got a flashlight, dude.
Look at my eyes. My eyes black as shit compared to hers. Bro, she is so sexy, bro.
This is a wild ass experience. Let's go.
I'm
here for it.
Right, she want to go to the Ravens game.
You will not get this on any other podcast, I assure you.
This went from
Hell no, you won't. Let's go. That's right.
Shut love with Trippy kicker. Oh God.
Speaking of offensive lines.
Hey, hold on. My Emily wants to say something for the podcast.
Hello.
Hello.
There you go. Yep.
I love it.
Yeah.
All right.
Sorry.
Alex, you were saying.
Anyways, go ahead.
Oh no! So look, I mean, since we're throwing out lines and whatnot, can we? I don't even know how to word this because a lot's been said about it, and I know everyone's trying to heap praise on Falele right now.
No,
but
don't do it.
Don't.
No, my thing is,
do not.
Ben Cleveland should be the starting right guard for this team.
Okay.
Oh, no question. We've all been agreeing on that.
When we figure out what Ben Cleveland did, maybe we can reassess. And if it's actually some horrific crime against humanity, then all right, maybe I'm with Harbaugh on this. But there's no reason he shouldn't be playing. None at all.
You can't be 6'7", not athletic, slow feet, playing guard in the NFL.
No, he's a fucking slug.
Exactly.
I forget what NBA player was. I was sitting down by the floor at a Celtics game, and guys standing to do the inbounds, and some drunk retard yelled at him like, "You're big for nothing," and that's just not what I think of Daniel Falele.
He's not a guard. He's not an interior.
He's not a guard.
He is
He's not even really a tackle, to be honest. He was okay at tackle, but he really wasn't anything. Alejandro Villanueva was 6'7" and 380 pounds too, and he didn't really work out as a tackle. I think Falele's problem is that he's got a lot of size and has no idea how to use it. And I thought that we could coach that into him and be like, hey, keep the guy in front of you, but he just doesn't seem to understand how to do that. So,
there's only one alternative, homie.
Yeah,
Fire him into the sun.
Yeah,
Cleveland. But in Rosengarten's, man, he's playing well. He looks good.
He'll be fine.
He wasn't a day one starter either. It's just
exactly. He should have been.
And Makari looked much better at left guard, and I think part of it was that he was getting his inadequacies hidden by Stanley and Linderbaum being on each side of him. But if you are committed to starting Makari, then I think left guard is a spot for him. And maybe try Voorhees at right guard.
And he's athletic.
Last week or the week before, I said that Makari was a better guard or center than a tackle.
Yeah, he's too small to be a tackle. There's most of his problem. He's just not. He can't do it.
And he had that great season, filling in for Matt Skura as a center.
Yeah, until he got Lamar killed in the playoffs.
But
great
during the regular season.
Great fucking job, Patrick.
Everyone used to love and rest in peace to the offensive line coach of the Ravens, but we drafted quite a few offensive linemen, and other than Linderbaum, in the last few years, who haven't we kind of fucked over? Like Bozeman didn't start his first couple years.
But see, I think that's part of the thing is that you draft a guy who's sort of a project. You put him under Joe's teaching for 2 or 3 years, and then he kind of figures it out.
Wasn't
He
Falele a
gets a
second round
contract
pick?
from another team. No, Falele was a 4th round pick.
He was
Fourth round. Okay.
Top of the 4th round.
All right. But even Rosengarten though, you're not gonna start him.
Yeah, that
was the funny thing.
That's the one that doesn't make sense to me. Because we have this weird thing about not throwing rookies into the fire typically, which to some extent I understand, like kind of let them get their feet wet, but like the whole rotation at right tackle didn't fucking work. Like at some point we're not playing developmental games, we're playing to win football games, and you have to put the best guys out there. And it's clear that Rosengarten is the best guy on our roster to play right tackle. So there's no more of this rotation shit, no more Makari out there, you know. I would say Falele, your days are numbered, but for whatever fucking reason, I don't know what Ben Cleveland did. I mean, I've heard things, but none of them seem to amount to him not playing at all. So I don't get it at all.
And this comment is also another thing.
And there's been 5 day one guys: Grubbs, Yonda, Stanley, Linderbaum. Well, and Ogden, of course.
Yeah.
But I can't think of any other rookies that were day one like that ended up having successful careers.
No,
I guess Michael Orr, you could argue he had a pretty successful career, but
I mean, he made more money off of a movie than he did off of playing football. But
no, he didn't make any money off the movie. That's the problem, right?
Yeah, no, the Stewie family took all that from him.
Yep.
Well, I mean, why did he sign conservatorship paperwork? You know,
I just think stop fucking around. And
the guy made like $38 million in the NFL.
Put Ben Cleveland in and just run with it, man. Just get the fucking experiment out.
No. What we should do is we should keep Patrick. Like, I ain't gonna lie, I like Andrew Voorhees, but I feel like the way how the offensive line was moving Sunday, like, why not run that shit back? I'm being honest with y'all. This is my opinion.
Maybe
because Falele can't pass protect.
I wouldn't mind Voorhees at right. Yeah.
That's why we only passed 11 times, because Falele can't pass drop.
Yeah, I mean that is.
Well, here's the thing: at USC wasn't Voorhees a right guard, or was he on the left side?
He was on the left side with Stanley.
I think you're thinking of Rosengarten was that he was always playing right tackle, but his quarterback was left-handed.
That's what I'm thinking about. Yeah.
Rare moment where Will's correct, but Will is correct.
So Makari, I saw Sarah Ellison, and I think it was Skep. Yeah, I think it was Skep.
Probably.
They were going back and forth about Makari played well, but it's really risky to be using our backup tackle, our most experienced and effective backup tackle, as a left guard or as an interior lineman, as any sort of starting player if he's not going to be playing tackle.
Yeah,
we want to keep him healthy for if we need him, and he's a capable. I mean, he obviously had that fuck up, but he can play center though too. So,
and the reason why,
especially with Stanley,
been a starter his whole career is because he's got like that degenerative back issue, where like he's a ticking time bomb and can't play a 17-game season. So, I mean, again, putting him as a starter just doesn't seem to be the right move. But
and Voorhees was taken last year as a redshirt to be the starting left guard. And I'm okay with. He hasn't been great by any stretch of the imagination this year, but he's been fine. He's not been an issue. So why not keep going with that?
Even though he's technically a second-year player, he's also a rookie.
He's a rookie. I mean, he's a rookie.
Yeah, a rookie that hasn't played in over 24 months.
Yeah, a rookie with the benefit of a year of
being with
learning,
the organization,
right? Learning and getting the benefit of. Well, I wouldn't have said this a couple years ago, but the benefit of the training staff, the medical staff, and everything. So he's been in the building a long time, but he is a rookie for all intents and purposes.
But here's, a big detriment. This is why I mentioned like the 24-month or the 18-month thing. He might have all the rehab and that kind of stuff going on, and that kind of people behind him, but he hasn't seen live game action until week 1 for over 18 months.
Too, but
Yeah, but
That's
who
not
knows?
real.
But what I'm saying is, going in the first week, everyone's hyped up. It's faster than preseason, so that's really his first game action in 18 months. I'm not worried about Andrew Voorhees. To be honest with you, I'm not worried about Roger Rosengarten either. It's that right guard slot, and I think whoever is going to be your long-term solution, put them in, let them take their lumps for a couple weeks, and that way by like week 5 or 6, your starting 5 is gelled up for the remainder of the season.
My fear is that they view Daniel Falele as the long-term option, and that's what they were doing the first few weeks. And
I'm worried with you.
Yeah, is that they're going to pass this off as like, yeah, Ben Cleveland's the better guy right now, but by week 8, Daniel Falele is going to be better, and I just don't see it. I mean, again, I'm not an offensive line nerd. I'm not going to pretend to be like, Cole or one of these guys who like actually knows what they're talking about with the offensive line, but like I see a lot of guys come through where Falele is supposed to be blocking them, and that's not good. Just to keep it that simple. So
yeah.
I don't love it. Speaking of rookies, Will, I think you and I need to do a victory lap on Nate Wiggins. So, we both kind of accurately pointed out that he was a little overhyped for the Dallas game. Kind of found himself out of position a few times here and there, and maybe overran some balls. That was totally gone on Sunday night, and that kid's fucking good.
Really good, and he would have had like a perfect grade if he had caught those 2 interceptions. He should have had 2 interceptions.
Hey, I just want to say something about what I was ready to say. I know y'all not high on Falele, but I feel like the more and more he play, the confident he gonna get. So that's just my opinion. But I do feel like Roger looked good out there Sunday. So maybe we can, I don't know, have Roger start.
Yeah, maybe Falele next to Rosengarten is a much different guy at right guard than he was with Macari next to him. But I don't know. I don't love the whole Falele thing because I feel like you're wasting time for your offensive line to gel. Like Alex said, like throw somebody out there, let them take their lumps for a couple weeks, and then they're going to kind of be assimilated and good to go. And like when we're doing that in week 5, okay, you got a lot of season ahead of you, but when you're doing it in week 11, like you're running out of time there to get that combination right.
Well, Zamboni also makes a good point here. The silver lining for the offensive line is we've got some time until Miles Garrett and T.J. Watt.
T.J. Watt terrifies me because he's going to do something dirty. That's more why he terrifies me. Not really him as a pass rusher, but him.
Probably going to like have a fucking knife in his pants and stab someone or some shit.
Kyle Van Noy is better than T.J. Watt for the record. Somebody needs to find Kyle Van Noy and just keep punching him in the eye before the bone heals. For some reason, breaking his eye socket.
You know what? You know what we need to do? Let's bring Earl Thomas back.
Fuck it. I'm in. I mean, I'll lure Kyle somewhere and punch him. I'll get killed afterwards, but it's fine. I'm willing to make that sacrifice.
Or we got Steve Smith's always around. We just have him just keep him on the payroll, and that's his job, just to punch KVN before every game.
You're the KVN puncher. Who's the guy that punched out Geno Smith? Ike Empanali or whatever his name is. He's
that's got to be pretty
history.
Close. That's pretty good recall by you.
Yeah, I'm brilliant. People have said I don't like to talk about myself that way, but many people have stated that I'm very smart and know a lot of things. So just credit to them. But I don't know. Bring him in. Let him just punch Kyle Van Noy every couple of weeks. Make sure it stays broken. And Owe is playing phenomenal. A lot of people were upset that Kalani left, but we don't seem to be missing him too much. So
not at all.
That was so close to the guy's name.
What is
really impressive. It's IK, not Ike. And then his last name, I'm looking right at it with my fucking eyes. Yeah.
Okay.
IK. Capital I, capital K.
And then
his last name is ENEMKPALI. So that's really close to what you said.
Yeah, that's impressive by me.
That is pretty good. Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie.
All right, I'm giving Drew. I don't give Drew credit on the podcast very often, but today he earned it.
Yeah, that was honestly I'm stunned that I was that close to it, but I figured everybody would know who I was talking about if I said it anyway. So Yeah, I don't know. We gotta, keep our pass rushers looking good. Yannick will be up eventually. I'm surprised he didn't get the game day promotion with Michael Pierce being out, but I'm sure we'll see him in the rotation soon enough. And that'll be a nice, breath of fresh air. Just somebody that has a clue of how to get to the quarterback and take them down to, play some snaps here and there. So
I see him getting brought up this week.
And, you mentioned Harbaugh with the stupid second time out. What the fuck was Marlon doing? So
yeah, that's the other issue too.
If I'm watching that play correctly, so he makes the pass break up, he celebrates it, and then he goes down and fakes an injury. I think the logic behind that is that you fake the injury, you stop the clock, then there's a 2-minute warning, and then you get the ball back with 2 timeouts and stop clock, whatever. But like Marlon's not the guy that's supposed to go down there. Like it's supposed to be some, rotational pass rusher or something like that. You know what I mean? That you're faking an injury for basically a clock stoppage, not your alleged CB1. So what are you doing, dude? Like lock in, stop doing the podcast. Jack Settleman had another, what was me tweet too. I'd be remiss if I didn't fucking mention that retard and his, I guess we're gonna record a podcast this week.
Hey, bro, I ain't gonna lie, yo. Fuck Jack Settleman, bro. He keep on subtweet me and shit. Fuck you. Fuck out of here, motherfucker.
Like I said,
hey, bro. Hey, yo, hold up, Drew. You know what was crazy that somebody said? Hey, Trippy, you know what would make the podcast more dope if they had you on there? What you think? If they had me on there, if me and Marlon Humphrey had a podcast, I think the flock would be happy. But no, Marlon Humphrey want to be pussy and block me. And Jack Settleman keep want to say, "Oh, should we do a podcast this week?" Like, shut your dumb ass up.
Jack, just for the record, from Zone 32, the answer is always no. You should not do a podcast. It's fucking terrible. But
moral of the story: stop being a hipster. Stop being a hipster.
Is he gonna wear a Evan McPherson jersey at the game Sunday? Is the real question. You know he's going to be there. You know he's going to be on the sideline because he's friends with the kicker. That should be your first red flag too. Anybody who's friends with kickers.
You know what? I'm going to the game too. I hope I see that motherfucker. I hope I see him.
Hold up. Wait, what's wrong with kickers? Whoa. Whoa. What's wrong with kickers, man?
Kickers are weird.
Hey, yo, listen, right?
I was one. Look, I know it doesn't look like it.
Hold on. Who the fuck said that? You was a kicker, bro? I was a kicker too. Hello?
Do you know
No, I don't, but
you guys are basically twins, so I mean it works out.
Well,
I felt like I was looking in the mirror, but
Calvin is 6'3", 97 pounds, and thinks he can kick a ball 35 yards to the uprights. Is he nuts?
Well, see, here's the thing. I had the extra weight that he didn't have. I think I outweighed every kicker in our conference by like 60 pounds.
You have the Janikowski vibe.
Yeah, the Sebastian Janikowski.
I did.
Yeah.
I brought it around right after him.
You didn't have a pocket full of roofies, though, right?
No, I did not. No.
Okay, good.
Were you smoking cigarettes and drinking vodka at halftime?
The cigarettes, probably, yeah.
So I mean,
or something else.
That's not like normal kicker behavior. Normal kickers are like Justin Tucker singing opera and doing weird shit. So
was not into that. No.
Maybe I shouldn't generalize all kickers, but Evan McPherson looks like a fucking dork. So Jack Settleman's a fucking dork too. Is really the point of this.
Yeah, I
appreciate you retracting
trying
that.
to talk him up.
Yeah,
and talk about him as like the best in the league.
I don't retract much.
Both fucking dorks.
You, I'll do it.
Man, fuck Jack Settleman. Fuck punchline 44, 45.
Oh, so Trippy, if you see him, I need you to get down to the field level, kind of hang over the fence, and just yell at him, "Hey, Jack, lock in." Whatever you said to Marlon, just say it verbatim. I don't think he'll understand it, but it will be fucking hilarious.
Hey, look, right? I can't get into full details, right? But somebody on the team family member said, "Hey, Trippy, I love that shit you did with Marlon. I love that shit." And guess what? I love that shit too.
By the way, I got your next victim, Trippy. It's Mr. 75 out of 75, Marcus Williams. That motherfucker needs to lock in, figure it out.
I don't know, bro. Sister be looking at me, bro. I don't know, bro. I don't know about that. Say no, but
you gotta say, Marcus. You gotta say, Marcus. I want you to be great. So be fucking great. You gotta do it kind of in a positive way. Be like, hey, you suck right now, but I have faith in you. So like a backhanded compliment. Be like, hey, man, listen, I've been defending you on the podcast. Everybody's being mean. Like, don't make me look dumb today. I think that's got to be a play with Marcus Williams. You know, be like my co-host Drew said that you're the worst ranked safety, according to PFF, and you're fucking atrocious and you're a waste of money. You know, make him look dumb. Give me something to talk shit to him about on Tuesday. I feel like Trippy was in the middle of a profound point before he broke up there.
Yeah, he was about to be.
Yeah, he was.
He was about to
Before he
educate
lost
us.
service.
Yeah.
He was about to drop some hot facts there, and we lost that.
Lack of connectivity.
Marcus Williams is pissing me off though.
I broke up. I'm right
Yeah.
here.
Yep.
Hey,
Yeah, you did.
Yep.
Should we lost him? Period. Damn.
Is that part of that whole the Verizon outage that's been going on? Trippy got caught up.
Yeah, I ain't got caught up. I got Verizon. I had no issues.
You live in California. You're not a real person, Jake. Trippy, you back?
Oh, my bad. My
That's
fault.
fine.
I'm back now. Can y'all hear me now?
Yep.
Yeah. You know.
Yeah, my bad. I'm right here riding by Gilman, bro. You know how the service is, but
Oh,
I
yeah.
wanted to let the people know first on Zone 32, right? I had a conversation with Todd Monken before the game, right?
We saw the video.
I said, hey, Todd.
All the video.
I said, hey, no, that was afterwards. Y'all ain't see the
That was
video.
after,
I said,
yeah.
Todd, let
Come
me
on, guys.
out. I said, hey, Todd, let me whisper a bug in. He said, hey, what's up, Trippy? I said, bro. I said, yo, check this out, right, bro? Last time we played the Buffalo Bills, we was up 20-3, right? You know who the OC was, right? Hey, Todd, I ain't gonna say no names, but look, man, don't let up on that gas pedal. He said, I got you. Look, you saw the final score, man. Like, bro, we just got locked in, bro. I feel like
I asked Jack, by the way. I asked Jack Sullivan if it was okay that you were talking to Todd Monken, and he has not gotten back to me. So I don't know.
Bro, you see what I'm saying, bro? That's what I've been saying, Drew, bro. Like, motherfuckers be having so much to talk about, but he couldn't. Bro, what's up? Why they scared to reply to you, bro? Like, what's going on, yo? What you got against them?
I'm the Twitter boogeyman. People.
You had John. Look, it's something about these J motherfuckers. John, Jack, Jack.
Whoa,
Jake.
Oh,
Nobody's scared of your big ass fool.
Yeah. Why won't you see me on the timeline?
No, hey yo, Jack. You know, I mean not Jack.
I don't post enough for all that shit.
Look, you know, Jake. You know, Jake, he family right there, but I'm talking about the other J motherfuckers, Jack and John, man. My man Drew packed their dumb asses up and they couldn't even come back. I'm still waiting on a response. 2 weeks
I think
later,
Jack's trying to get the picture of me, you, and him erased from the internet.
It's a real thing. You should send it to me because I'll be sure to add that in future replies.
I'll send it. Yeah.
You for real though? You for real, bro?
No. Well, no, but I don't think you can get things erased from the internet, Trip. But if you could, I know a couple people who would want some things erased.
Yep.
NFL
that's the truth.
By the way, I don't remember.
I feel like
the NFL. Yeah, I ain't gonna say that. Nope.
Jack.
Nope.
I feel like Jack do what's that not Nicki Minaj song, Carly B and Offset song, Do Anything for Clout. He do anything for clout, bro.
Yeah, I'm giving him the clout that he wants, and he's not a fan of it. So clout cuts both ways, Jackie boy.
Hey man,
real shame.
Hipsters suck.
We won it.
Let's get into the game. Bengals.
Yeah.
First of the two regular season matchups.
Jake, you can't say Bengals and not add the catchphrase.
Man, chili spaghetti, cousin fuckers, all that bullshit. Yeah.
You know, Ancestry.com for Tinder.
Yeah. Well, we know the deal. I've been saying it for 3 years. If it's not ingrained in people's minds, actually, Alex, you know what Bengals fans do and shit on fucking Northern Kentucky. Eat chili spaghetti and fuck their cousins.
And now I know.
And watch Losing Football. That's there.
They watch Losing Football and they use Ancestry.com like anyone else would use Tinder. They trying to impregnate the family tree. Have some fucking Hills Have Eyes children.
They
That's all I'm saying.
Keep it in the family a little too seriously.
Hey, you don't need a nuclear holocaust to have a fucking Hills Have Eyes, baby. Just go to Northern Kentucky. Watch them people fuck each other at the family reunion. It's not even a gathering of family. It's a fucking orgy with foxtails. And Orlando Brown Jr. is right there in the middle of it.
I forgot he was on
Fuck furries. Furries are fucking creepy ass people.
I still
That's just whack.
believe that that's just you just been walking around with a fucking foxtail butt plug for years and nobody said anything.
Bro, like,
It's a subculture. They're furries. They exist. I don't like them, but they exist.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did you just drop something about Orlando Brown Jr.? Wait, is he in that community?
Come on now. How you gonna walk around with a foxtail and not be in that community? That's all I'm saying. That's what furries do.
I didn't even know what the foxtail. I'm getting educated right now.
Either you're a furry or you're going to raise and taking ecstasy. Or both. Which he probably is doing. Probably going to fucking raves, getting things down and fucking anything that moves.
I assume he was
as long as they're in an animal costume.
When he said he's a left tackle.
Yeah, man, he was in a fox suit and he asked, "What does the fox say?" I did that song while he did so.
All right, I'm gonna get this back on track. I want Grant's thoughts on the game. I feel like Grant has some schematic genius here as to why we're gonna win like 70-0.
Well done, moderator Drew.
I mean, just depending on we all know how the Bengals games go. Like they're one of those situations where they could beat us on any given day, or we could blow them out. Like there's no usually like.
Do you think that they're capable of it this year, though? I mean,
no,
they're
don't.
bad.
And the reason is I think that the biggest thing is not too much needs to change in the defensive schematics from last week to this week based off the quarterback play. Now, Josh Allen's more of a runner, but the way that the coverages were ran, I think that's going to be fine against the Bengals. Jamar Chase hasn't been himself. Burrow's been getting eaten up because the offensive line is suspect. So I think you got to keep doing the pressure, the stunts. I think you just keep rotating those pass rushers off the edges and just let them eat. But offensively, I think that you need to be able to just control the clock like we did last game, run the ball. But if you need to add those tight end sets, do the same.
Do you see what noted Bengals insider and potential defensive coordinator replacement Zim said for defensive game plan for them? He wants to put 9 to 10 guys in the box and force Rashad Bateman to go for 150 yards to beat him.
He said that for real?
Wait, what?
Yeah, he said he wants to stack the box and make Rashad Bateman beat you. He thinks Dax Hill and Geno Stone over the top can contain Zay Flowers, and that.
Why is he talking about Rashad Bateman? He's like the fourth option in the passing game. What are we talking about here?
Isaiah likely doesn't exist, and apparently Nelson Aguilar don't exist in Zim's world. So that's the caliber of moron that we're dealing with this week. Going up against Bills fans are bad, Bengals fans are worse. Like Grant said, I feel like we should be able to run for 400 yards on the Bengals. So let's
put it this way with the fans. Let's put it this way with the fans. The most annoying fan in the Bills Twitter universe is that guy who lives in Barcelona. And not even the most annoying fan in the Cincinnati Bengals Twitter fan universe is a guy from Nazi Germany. So that tells you everything you need to know about those.
He's got some annoying political views. At one point, he told Will the Holocaust was like 80 years ago. Move on. I feel like was the exact quote from him. So
it is.
It happened like a generation ago. So we should stop talking about it. I think is exactly what he told you. Yeah,
but,
that's the caliber of moron we're going to be up against.
And back to schematics, I'd like to see us run more.
We get 10 on 7, bro.
See more crossing concepts. I think we need to work the middle of the field more, but also those extended plays, having somebody cross the field on a leak, like the tight end slips. But I think all that's going to open up the run game. As long as Henry keeps running like he's doing. Justice Hill was a fucking spark plug. Like I was completely wrong with Justice Hill. I was like, what are we?
Me too.
Are we putting everything in the bank on this guy? But man, the way he plays, like I admire him. Like
it's like I said about Likely and
I don't like the way you said that.
Try it again.
I admire him, dude. He plays
admire him.
hard. He plays fucking hard.
Man, if this was the NPM chat, you'd be getting flagged hard right now.
Please make a note of that for later. We just need to update some records.
Do it again.
I thought that Grant was going to have something like he was going to keep going. I admire him.
That's not even how I said it. Look at you trying to change the tone up. Look at you, Kamala, trying to change the tone up.
I mean, the words
Hold
keep
on,
out
I
of
must
your
be.
mouth.
Hold
You
on,
know,
my car
it's
must be
open to
locked.
interpret.
I mean, Drew, you made the point
I-
on Sunday. He's our Kevin Falk. It makes sense. Solid
he's
utility
Kevin
back.
Falk, our Dion Lewis. But the thing with Justice Hill again is that like he'll do
Crazy,
whatever
yo.
you
What's
ask him
going
to.
on?
So I'm just I don't know what's going on with Trippy, but there's some
Hold on,
intense shit going on.
we're gonna put him on mute while he figures this out.
I mean, while he's on mute,
I think he's
I put him on mute.
man, while he's on mute, might as well give him a shout out. 'Cause I mean, all this offseason, we were talking about why is he here. He was the one to say Justice Hill's going to be a big part of this offense.
You're
He
right.
was right.
He
was right.
Trippy is the #1 Justice Hill fan. Now, when we drafted Justice Hill, I was really excited about it, and then like the memory burned in my brain is I forget which play it was, but I think it was 2019 or 2020, but it may have been in the playoff game against the Titans. The Titans.
I'm trying
That
to
was
think.
2020
pops
into
for that.
21.
No,
Okay.
That game against the Titans was 2019 when we
The
lost.
That's the one. That's the one. No. This is the play.
One?
It was that game, and it was when Hollywood made that catch, the one-handed catch, and Justice Hill was in the game and just running along the sideline, but like out of bounds, just running alongside of the play the entire time. I'm like, what the fuck is this guy doing? What?
It's got a high motor.
Yeah, but like, dude, you're out of the play. You've run out of bounds. So now you're just keeping whoever's defending you in. Sounds like a cricket.
Sounds like a cricket.
Yeah, that sounds like a cricket.
Oh,
I
I
do.
got a cricket. I got a cricket out here. Hold on.
Fucking kill it. Tell Jiminy to go away.
That shit sounds
Right.
crazy.
Justice Hill to me for a long time was like the guy who was just like, dude, what are you doing?
Give an effort for
anytime I would see him would just be like he's just on the field doing nothing. Now I know he was like a special teams contributor and everything, but man, Justice Hill has been fucking awesome. This past week he was incredible, and Trippy deserves credit because Trippy told us he was going to be a big part of the.
I ain't just tell
offense.
y'all. I told the Ravens fly. They like, man, Justice Hill, fuck out of here, bro.
See,
Hey, bro, but let's be honest though, right? Fuck us, the fans, and us. How you think J.K. Dobbins feel about that?
How do you think J.K. Dobbins feels about being with Greg Roman not being able to coach quarterbacks?
Well, I ain't gonna lie, that's his fault because he chose to go there. So
J.K. Dobbins doesn't get. You know what? J.K. Dobbins doesn't care because all he cares about is his own stat line, and he's got like 360 rushing yards. He's doing pretty well for himself out there.
Not the last 2 games, he ain't been doing good.
Well, all I'm saying is he's a top, if not top 5. He's right outside the top 5 in rushing yards. We have 2 of the top 9 rushers in the league on our team.
I hate that, by the way, the 2 of the top 9, like, let's just say that 2 of the top 10. Why are we using arbitrary numbers?
Yeah.
Well, I'm not going to give the 10th guy any credit.
It's like when that clan member that we don't like was like Lamar 6th and, top 6 in turnovers. Like, okay, you can't say top 5, so you got big 6.
Well, but I'm doing it. I'm doing it for the opposite reason.
But like, if we're just going to pick, let's just do 10. 10's a round number. Everybody agrees top 10 is important. So we got 2 guys in top 10.
If I said if we had 2 of the top 10, then people would assume that one of them was number 10.
Or we could just say we have the 2nd and 9th ranked rusher. We don't have to be like 2 of the top 9.
But that's too wordy.
So,
but just arbitrarily picking 9th place is mattering.
As far as Justice Hill goes,
one of those weird things just makes me upset.
So, as far as Justice Hill go, I always thought he was a good east and west runner. But,
he is the best player named Hill to come out of Oklahoma State in the last few years.
Yeah.
Much better human being, and just a good guy.
Let me ask you something. Yeah. If Keaton Mitchell comes back and is completely healthy, I would be one to say that Justice Hill needs to stop being on the field.
Well, he's not going to stop being on the field.
It would be a 3-way rotation.
He's not going to stop being on the field. But
I think you'll see a reduction.
So here's the thing: the mistake I made.
You can't take snaps.
The mistake that I made was thinking that Justice Hill and Keaton Mitchell are similar players, and they're not. Justice Hill.
Yeah, but
Justice
I think
Hill,
with three backs doesn't work. It doesn't.
I think it does.
Henry needs 18 touches.
I think
which means he's going to be on the field.
He'll get
for
it.
like
It'll
20
just
or
be
so.
Justice Hill's touches will be split in half. That's all.
I don't know what.
But I think you got to get Keaton Mitchell his touches.
Right,
I think
so I don't know what
if
the
you
snap
add a
share
third
was
back
last
in there, you take someone out.
I'm okay with so I think it's like a 60-40 split now between Henry and Hill, give or take, or maybe 50-50. I think you cut into Justice Hill snaps there. And so you go 50-25-25. And
But let me ask
okay
you.
with good.
But I'm going to ask you a question. Keaton Mitchell is the more explosive of the two. Can we all agree on that?
Yeah, definitely. He was
Okay.
before the injury. We got to see that he still got it, obviously, but yeah.
This is
Assuming he
all
comes
with the
back,
assumption that he comes back as he was. So here's my thing. Don't you want to give the guy that has the explosive big play ability enough touches so he hits that big play? Like, you're basically saying, okay, you got 6 chances and Justice Hill gets 6 chances, right? You got to give Keaton Mitchell, you got to give those big play guys. It's like Devin Achane down in Miami. You got to give him enough touches where he's going to hit the big one.
So the problem is that Justice Hill is the guy that'll do the dirty work. And you can't just put him out there to do the dirty work and pass block, because then you're telegraphing your offense like you did week 1 against the Chiefs. So you almost have to give Justice Hill some touches just to kind of keep the defense on their heels. But I get what you're saying. Like, if we're going carries here, it should be 75% of the carries go to Derrick Henry and, 20% go to a healthy Keaton Mitchell. And then you get a few touches here and there for Justice Hill. The reality is that the snap count should be more like 50-25-25, though. So you almost make the most out of the snaps that Keaton Mitchell's on the field. Not enough, again, that the defense can kind of say, oh, Keaton Mitchell's on the field, he's touching the ball, but enough that he is getting more touches than Justice Hill, but not more than Derrick Henry. There's a balance problem there, I guess, and that's what you pay a coaching staff for, not some drunk idiot named Drew on a podcast. So
I want to point something out.
Yeah,
we were before the season started. Well, maybe it was after week 1. It was when I think it may have been when the comments were made about 30 carries a game for Henry, right? And I think we talked about this on the show that when Derrick Henry gets over 20 yards historically in his career, he's much more productive. What?
20 carries, not 20 yards. But yeah.
Continue. Oh, did I say 20 yards?
Yeah, you said 20 yards, but
yeah, no. So I meant 20 carries. Yeah. So, all right. Week 1, he had 13 for 46 and a touchdown. Week 2, he had 18 for 84 and a touchdown. Week 3, he had 25 for 151 and 2 touchdowns. Week 4, 24 for 199 and a rushing touchdown, and then a passing or receiving touchdown. So that 20 touch threshold is real with him. It has to happen.
It is, and the problem is that you can't. There is a way to go about it. We've done a great job of it the last 2 weeks. Of you're not just giving him carries to give him carries, like they're meaningful carries, and you're making the most out of them. And so my issue with the whole, we signed Derrick Henry, we should make him a 30 carry a game back. Like, no, we got to pick our spots here. We got to be efficient. So it's more of an efficiency thing. And so, again, I like the way the offense looks now with the way that Derrick Henry's running. Keep that shit up. And you just got to, add a little bit more of a little bit more consistent of a passing element to that. And
the great thing about a Derrick Henry getting 20-plus carries offense, like whatever you want to call that offense, is the defense knows that Derrick Henry's going to get 20 carries, and they fucking hate it. They hate every second of preparing for it, and then they hate actually having to deal with it, because the problem for a defense with dealing with Derrick Henry over 20 times is they have to go and meet him at the point of attack. So they have to get their ass kicked.
Somebody tweeted that like it was a clip of a bunch of clips of Patrick Ricard, and they're like, people are going to start making business decisions, and people are going to definitely start making business decisions with Henry.
Well, and that's when we talk about them having 3 tight ends on the field and Pat Ricard, or Pat Ricard and 2 tight ends, but like having all those big bodies that can move and are looking for someone to hit, and then having to also tackle Derrick Henry after that is fucking insane. Like these defenses are getting their ass, like they're just getting punched in the face over and over and over again.
I know this is
it's 550 pounds of man coming at you.
350 pounds according to Chris Collinsworth.
Dude, I swear to God, man, when he kept saying that, I'm like, bro, that's one of them.
Guy.
One of them is 350 pounds.
He's a numbers guy. He runs PFF. He knows this stuff. I don't know why.
Well, here's the thing, Drew, that neither one of us have taken into consideration. He's talking about tree fitting. He's been talking that goddamn Loch Ness monster way too damn much.
Yeah, well, and he's also spent a lot of time in Cincinnati, so that may have.
Oh yeah, incest will fuck up your brain cells.
Yeah.
Yep.
A little skyline chili on the brain.
Yep.
I definitely think there's going to be some games though where Lamar, they're going to use these past 2 games, and I wouldn't be surprised if the Cincinnati game, where like probably the first or 1 or 2 drives, they're going to give it to Henry a couple times, like 3-4 times in those drives, and if they go 3 and out, they're not going to care, because what that's going to do, that's going to draw Cincinnati into the box because they don't have a very good rush defense to begin with. And to be honest, their defense sucks. I mean, you look at their scores.
Their defensive line, especially.
Oh yeah. So, but I think this is the game where Lamar could throw for about 300 yards and 3 touchdowns in the air. Because once they creep up after those first 2, he's going to go over the top, and that's when I think some of these receivers like Andrews, likely Zay, I think they're going to get theirs in this game. To be honest with you,
it could definitely be an Andrews breakout game. Yeah, like a Andrews.
That secondary can't cover one-on-one. It can't.
I think this is probably an unpopular opinion, but like I love that. If we never throw for another yard all season, but we win every game, I don't care. I love the smash mouth beating the fuck out of the other team.
I agree with you.
Michigan is doing it now with Orgy at quarterback. And I was begging for that to start the year because, it's just there's something great about lining up. The other team knows you're running the ball and they still can't stop you. There's something like, like they fucked you that badly that you know what's coming and you still can't stop it.
And it's very possible, like you just said, they might do that this game. But I think like if Monken's thinking 3 to 4 games down the road when the games are going to get a little bit more difficult, he's going to have to show Lamar still has weapons in the receiving game just to keep some heat off of Derrick Henry.
I think it's the opposite, is that he doesn't have to show that against the Bengals because they can't stop the run. And you save that for the games where you have to pass the ball. And my whole thing with going to get Devontae Adams too is that like when you have to rely on the pass, you need guys you can rely on. And that's why you need a Devontae Adams type guy out there. That maybe he's only getting 3 targets a game when we're running for 275, 300 yards, but there's going to be that game where Lamar's going to have to throw for 400 yards to win, and we want that guy on our side.
I don't think Adams would care, to be honest with you, at this point.
No, he's
getting toward the end of his career. He wants that championship ring.
Yeah, he's got the all pros.
He's got his money.
He's significantly better than guys who get hyped up like Mike Evans. Just a clearly superior wide receiver to somebody like Mike Evans, and people already know that. So he just wants to win. So let's get him a ring.
That's a bold statement on Mike Evans, by the way.
So
that was a deep cut, and I made a spreadsheet to.
He's a hater.
Explain this.
Oh, okay. All right. I was unaware of that.
He's a fucking idiot.
Will and Grant are under the impression that Mike Evans is this fucking great all-time wide receiver because he's hit an arbitrary stat.
He is.
He's hit an arbitrary number all these seasons in a row, but if you look at the aggregate of seasons and you look at receptions, yards, and touchdowns, he's only ever been top 10 across the board like 1 time in his career.
But look who his quarterbacks were. Besides what Tom Brady is, look who's throwing the ball.
And he's going to be a Hall of Famer. He's going to be a Hall of Famer.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Hall of Famer.
No question.
Hall of Famer.
He is the Kirk Cousins of wide receivers.
No, Drew, he just actually used a word that is
except he's got a ring.
Misinformation. He said aggregate. No, not aggregate. You are subjectively saying in all those seasons.
Matter.
Individually,
yards,
he was not top 10 in whatever year. He was playing with like.
I can bring the spreadsheet back out, but in aggregate, none of his years averaged to over 10. If I took those 3 categories,
okay, you're comparing him to Antonio Brown and Megatron.
Correct. So he's never been the best wide receiver in a year that he's played. Therefore, he is not top 10. He is just a guy like Kirk Cousins who puts up good seasons if you look back at them individually. But when you compare them to his peers, he's not that good. Not a top 10 wide receiver. Suck my dick.
Consistency gets you
today?
because
He's easily a top 10 wide
10
receiver
years,
today.
over 1,000 yards. 10 years. He hasn't had one season
Every
outside
single
under
year.
1,000 yards.
And he's had like 13
No matter who his fucking quarterback is.
1,000
Mike
yards.
Glennon.
Correct.
Josh McCown. Fucking Jameis Winston. Before the LASIK surgery.
Wasn't Byron Leftwich's quarterback at one point?
I think
Was that his offensive coordinator?
Was he? Yeah, he was his offensive coordinator.
Marshall Legend.
But wasn't he his quarterback before that? Like
He was a first.
I thought he was the quarterback there for a little bit.
He was first round pick. I don't know why you're hating on him. 7th
This-
overall.
So
This
in-
shockingly is not Drew's dumbest take. His dumbest take is that what's his name? Fucking
Noah Syndergaard?
that Noah Syndergaard was going to sign a $200 million contract.
So you're somewhat
One contract for
underselling it
$200 million.
because my take was that he was going to make more money than David Price.
No, you said
Yes.
he was going to be a $200 million.
Yeah, because that would make
pitcher.
him more than David Price. That was why that $200 million number was used. And
The last update I saw on him was he's going to get in good shape this offseason. He wants to come back next year. That's the
Noah
last thing I heard
Syndergaard has
about
a
him.
more recent playoff win than the Orioles franchise. Please discuss.
Okay. Well,
That's what I
you
thought. That's what I thought.
you just recently won your battle with 500. So
you haven't won a battle in the playoffs since in 3,649 days. Discuss. The Red Sox finished 500.
That hurts a little bit. I'm not going to lie to
They
you.
scored the same amount of runs in the playoffs this year as the Orioles have. So
he did this last year. He just he changes his verbiage about it. No, doesn't matter.
It still cuts a little
not
bit.
won a playoff
Still
game since
cuts.
October 5th of 2014.
I would like to congratulate the Boston Red Sox for not coming in last place for the third straight year.
I would like to congratulate the Orioles on something, but they haven't done anything worthy of congratulating in 10 years. So, just would like to point that out. You guys won a whole bunch of regular season games for nothing. You guys are the Cincinnati Bengals of Major League Baseball. And back to the Bengals, we're going to beat the fuck out of them on Sunday. Look at that fucking transition, Jay.
Oh, we haven't even really started the preview of that, huh? All right, well, we should get into that.
We did, and it got segued. We got segued into
very
furries.
much so veered away.
Brett gave us some very
You and
points
hey,
on how to win.
yeah, Jake, you're the one who's supposed to keep us on track, and you're the one who started that.
Yeah, that's you know I'm not going to do that.
Jake is
You
supposed to
already
start us on
know.
track, and then he'll drop some random fucking reference that nobody knows and talk about it for 25 minutes.
I'm trying to figure out what happened to Trippy's
No,
camera.
less than that.
So in regards
Trippy
to
is,
There he is.
Sunday's
He's
game,
there.
I
He's
just
there.
want a huge win
I was getting the
for
front
the
view.
Cincinnati Bengals because I want to rub it in all my family and friends' faces because I'm originally from the Northern Kentucky, Greater Cincinnati area, and just
Who calls it that? Great. There's no greater Cincinnati. It's all lesser.
that's what they call it there.
No. And I'll be honest with you. I recently saw a map where it really spelled it out for everyone. They are really in Kentucky.
Yeah. The
That's
Cincinnati
fucking
Airport's
river.
in Covington,
That-
Kentucky.
It's
That
really
fucking river, man. That river. The stadium's right up against the edge of that river, and
Oh,
the
no,
other
the
side of that
river is-
river is Kentucky.
Yep.
Yeah, no, the state of Kentucky owns majority of that river.
Nobody likes
Yep.
Ohio. Like, everybody agrees Ohio's a terrible state. And the state of Ohio has rejected Cincinnati as one of their, cities. So
Yeah.
that tells you a lot.
That's all I need to
People in
know.
Cleveland.
And it made
I
me
can't
happy.
talk
Cleveland
shit
make
about
fun
the
of
area.
Cincinnati.
I got some family in Columbus, so I can't say shit.
Oh, that's terrible.
Oh, no,
If you fly into the Covington fucking airport, what's one of the first things you see in a picture in that fucking airport is? A big ass bowl of chili spaghetti.
I thought you were going to say like Robert E. Lee or some shit.
And here's a
No,
little.
no, that's the other. You gotta go to the deep part of the airport to find the ad for Ancestry.com with some fucking bitch with missing teeth trying to show her Hooters and all that. But anyway, game scores. Let's do it. Who won in? BT. You got the floor.
Oh
I'm
shit!
gonna go
me get my-
42-17 Ravens.
Woo! I like it. That's an easy Sunday.
And also, I want to rub it into all my family and friends back home that may be watching this. Just remember that since you all switched to Skyline, y'all have been losing.
There you go. They've always been Skyline.
What do you mean switch to Skyline? What,
No,
it's like Chilean's like a fucking cable provider and
there's
Skyline. Hey, I ain't gonna lie. I might try the Skyline chili this week.
No, homie. I'll tell you this, Trippy. I'll tell you this. I've eaten it before, and
look what it turned into.
Exactly.
It turned him into a.
That is a drink. He's got all kinds of weird email addresses.
Let's see. Let's see.
But if you were to go to Camp
I didn't drink before I ate Skyline chili, so there's that.
Trip.
Straight fucking edge.
Camp Washington.
Hey Brandon, what was your score? It was something. What?
42 to 17.
All right. I thought it was
Ravens.
45 to 17. All right. 42-17. Got it.
Jake, what's your score?
I'm going 30 to 20. I expect another big game from Derrick Henry. Their defensive line sucks, and they don't like to run the ball, so that's why I'm thinking Burrow's going to sling it, do what he wants to do, what he tries to do, and they'll probably get some back shoulder catches like we saw last week with Keon Coleman on fucking Beastie because he kind of struggles to defend the back shoulder.
Brandon Stevens, turn your fucking head around when the ball is coming, you motherfucker. I'm gonna punch my
actually. I should have put him on the list.
So fucking mad.
He did have he's been kind of rough the past 2 weeks with
just every goddamn
locate the football, man.
Just turn your fucking head around, Brandon Stevens. You were running back.
Oh, y'all must be talking about Brandon Stevens, huh?
Yeah. Yep. Oh my god. I ain't
gonna lie, bro. He pissing me off, bro. He pissing me off.
He
can, but his technique is perfect. Just turn your fucking head
around.
That's the biggest thing. You think he did the ball skills playing on offense first, but he don't.
When the Patriots drafted Devin McCourty, he was a corner to start off with, and they used to have him on the radio, and they would play that "Turnaround" song every time that he would come on beforehand, and he never figured it out. As that's why they were playing it to make fun of him. But yeah, so I just want to play that song on repeat to Brandon Stevens tonight before the game. And then maybe he'll figure it the fuck out and be like, oh, I should turn my head around and look for the fucking ball.
He'll catch some fucking interceptions if he does.
It'd be nice. I mean, he's a running back, so he can find the lane and take it for 6. But, he's got to turn his fucking head around before that happens.
Yeah. But anyway, 30 to 20. I think the Ravens get a comfortable win. Bengals defensive line's trash outside of Hendrickson. I mean,
I want to go after Grant on my score prediction because Grant's prediction is going to shape mine.
There you go.
So we can go Alex and then Trippy and then Grant.
Correct.
I'm going 35-22.
Okay.
22.
Ravens.
That's a random number.
You get the 2-point conversion.
Yeah,
35.
A lot of
conversion.
I think.
Or 5 field goals.
I think the Bengals are going to get a lot of field goals. I don't think they'll get touchdowns. That's why I think 22.
There's no way that you can divide 22 by 3, just for the mathematicians out there.
You got to kick 5 field goals and score 1 touchdown.
Thank you.
1 touchdown and 5 field goals. That's how you make that happen. Anyway, Trippy.
Coming at me with your PhD in mathematics over there. What the hell?
I've had quite a bit of Penelope tonight, but I just know that 22 does not divide into 3 evenly.
No,
that's some good liquor, by the way.
Yeah, I can rarely find it up here, but I found it for very cheap. I was pretty excited.
Anyways,
Alex let me drink from his secret supply of Penelope
just like
that I've never
most
seen before, ever.
Just like that Most Def song. It's simple mathematics.
I went to college with the CEO of Penelope, so we got some bottles sent to us.
Trippy, give your score prediction, my guy.
What was the score? What was the score to Commanders Bengals game last week?
38-33.
No, I think
Ravens 38.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it don't matter, but Ravens 38, Bengals 17.
There you go.
All right, Grant.
I couldn't find the cricket, so just deal with it. Oh, no! Everybody's taking my Bengals. everybody's taking my Bengals score, but I was going 34-17 Ravens.
Bro, I ain't gonna lie. Hey, Grant, that was gonna be my first prediction, but I had to put 38 up there. But hey, Grant, I gotta ask you a question, right? You're a North Carolina Tar Heels fan, right?
I don't want to talk about it.
Hey, yeah, motherfucker, you ain't been on the show the last 2 weeks, man.
I've been depressed.
Tell me about the dude named James Madison. You ever met him before? I ain't gonna lie. James Madison gave me a word for you. And he said, "Hey, tell Grant
I live 45 minutes from there.
Ago.
I live 45
So I'm not going to
minutes
lie to you.
from
I actually picked James Madison on the money line in that game.
I would have too. We fucking suck.
James Madison's no joke. That they're not a joke of a team at all.
No, they're always great. But on Saturday, they're up 20-0 against Duke at the end of the third and lose 21-20. Like, that's fucking embarrassing, man.
Yeah, I mean, Drake May has just put that program in the shitter. Having him come through and, graduate from that program has just done irreparable damage to them. But
let's get Yoga Boy on the field first.
Yeah, I mean, Yoga Boy has the same amount of passing touchdowns as Drake May this year. So what do you think about that? All right, so my score is 42-21, by the way. If Grant went over 30, I was going to go 40. So that was what I needed him to pick. So
Grant has a fucking cricket the size of a
I feel
house
like it's
cat.
on Grant's shoulder.
It's part pit bull.
Like he has
It sounds like you need a sponsorship from Cricket Wireless.
Yeah, seriously,
dude.
All right, I'm going. I think that the Bengals are going to get their fucking dicks kicked in. I'm going to go 38-13.
And
last week,
combos?
Yeah, last week I was the only person who was had the balls to go over 30 points, and I nailed the total, 35. Ravens
This is
team
a
total.
big week for Will, jersey pick wise, because Will's lost the throne, and maybe he can.
I'll start because I went last. I think it's obvious we're going white jerseys, purple pants.
Yeah, that was my pick too. So co-signed by me. So Will, my court jester of jersey picks. Yeah.
Well, it was strategic that I insisted I go first.
Yeah, because you knew that everyone was going to pick white purple. So.
No, well, I just didn't want you trying to claim that I somehow took your pick.
No, that's fine. But again, I'm the king of the jersey picks, and you're not. So I'm glad that you aligned yourself with the.
I never claimed I'm the king of the picks. I'm the king of the data. I keep the information.
The data should tell you. Data should tell you what they're going to pick, and you just don't seem to understand.
It's not predictive. It's not predictive.
Analysis skills are lacking. Well, that's all I'm saying. Should be able to read.
It doesn't predict the combination. It predicts the outcome.
But they're going to wear white purple, so
I'd be shocked if everyone didn't say the exact same thing. Trippy's gone. All right.
I feel like Grant's going to be like, oh wait, we're going to redeem them.
No, I was going white purple, but part of me just wants to say white black just to be different, but I was going white purple.
White black is really bad. Oh no, it's black white actually. It's black white. White black.
Now go and keep your white purple. I got white black. White jerseys, black pants.
I was going to go white jerseys, black pants.
My bad, I'm back now. What happened?
We're doing jerseys.
Jersey pant combos.
We away. Oh, white tops. Them light blue. Them light purple pants joints.
There you go. 42.
What the fuck does that mean?
Yeah, I'm doing.
Those are the
white
new
jerseys,
pants we don't
black
know about.
pants.
I'm with you, BT.
You said white black.
Alex.
Yeah,
Yep.
Me and Jake are white black.
Yep.
And me, you, and Grant are white purple. So we need Alex here.
And Trippy. Trippy said white purple.
I don't know how the fuck I just made it.
No, Trippy said white, light purple. I don't know what that is. So Trippy knows about some new pants that we're gonna bust out.
There you go. Alex, what you got?
You choose, man? You choose the same thing, right, Drew?
Yes. Oh,
I know it's never been done before. I was going to go white tops with the gold pants, but they're never going to do that. So I guess I'll go.
No.
Will is never.
I'll go white and white.
The alt whites. The alt whites.
Kill you.
I think they're going to go all white.
Good night,
tell you right
alt
now,
white in fucking Kentucky.
I'm going to tell you guys right now that the white-black predictors are stupid. They don't pay close enough attention to the internet. The Bengals already said they're doing their
Black. All black.
No, they're doing black jerseys, orange pants.
Are they? No shit. I did not see that.
So we're not going to wear any black. We're not going to wear black.
Yeah, we probably won't. You're right.
So
if we go white, I'm going to be very upset.
I don't think we will. It's a 1:00 game in Cincinnati.
Although if we go white, then Will is one game closer to killing himself. So that is.
I don't think we're going white. They usually do in bigger, more like high profile situations, like a primetime or a holiday game or whatever.
Yeah, and the sad part is
Christmas
this is like the Bengals Super Bowl, but nobody really cares besides them.
Yeah, white purple. I think. I mean, logically, white purple is what's happening.
I agree.
By the way, anyone else happy that we finally got a 1:00 game this year?
Yeah,
I'm a 1:00 fan.
I like 4. 4 is my favorite.
Really? I don't like the 4. I got to wait too long for my game.
Right.
I want 1:00. I want to be right in it.
I like that you can get up slow, and then you're doing your thing. You eat your breakfast, whatever. Get dressed. You're ready, and then you sit down, and then you can just enjoy 1:00 games. Put on Red
How old
Zone.
are your kids?
Mine are 12 and 9.
Yeah, I was going to say that this is a Will having older children thing. I'm up at like 6:30 anyway, so I want a 12 o'clock.
Right. I mean, when he said he was going to like take his time and wake up, I mean, shit, what time are you waking up? I mean, I got plenty of time. I mean, I could wake up at 10 and still be ready for 1:00.
Well, but what I'm saying is then, the difference is
Hey,
this.
Will, look what I got today, Will.
We can't see because it's dark.
Oh, shit.
Game ball.
You got a bullpen
shit.
ball?
Yeah,
Hello?
look, the little kid, I caught one, but the little kid wanted one, so I gave it to him. And then the dude from the Royals ended up giving me one. I ain't gonna lie, bro.
Oh, he
All right.
he got
That's probably one of the best things I've ever seen.
There we go. There he's back.
he lost service again.
Trippy, you go, I ain't gonna lie, bro, and then you cut out. You fucking ditched us.
Hey, bro, I ain't gonna lie right now, but I know one thing. When I take this trip to Cincinnati this week, about to ass.
So Trippy,
Look,
you
know what I told?
have more,
I told
you
Chuck
have more
Clark.
game balls
I
than
keep
you
saying
ever scored
Chuck
runs.
Clark. My bad. I know I'm about to make Drew and Will mad. I told Chuck Smith, right, and Zach. Oh, I said, yo, check this out, right? I said I like the hustle from the pass rushers, right? But let's admit, Josh Allen ain't. You know what I mean? He a little mobile in that. Joe Burrow should be a sack day, man. If we don't have over 6 sacks, man, something ain't right Sunday. And I'm just being honest with you.
6 sacks?
David Job.
That's hunting.
David Job was up to his
listen,
career pace.
I think that's doable. I think that's doable.
I think Kyle Van Noy gets 2.
You can't set the bar at 6. That's a lot.
All right, 8 sacks. Let's get it.
What you mean that's a lot, bro? We had 12 in one game.
Elway always gets them in bunches too.
Yeah,
I'm gonna meet in the middle.
They do come in bunches.
Always due for a 2-sack game.
Gambling picks.
All right.
We'll do gambling picks
Listen,
again.
I'm setting it at 4.5. That's gonna be the line, right? If we go over 4.5, I'm happy.
Hammer the over.
Hammer the over.
Hey, Will, stop disrespecting my man Chuck Smith, bro. Talking about some 4.5, bro.
Yeah.
Over 5.5, man.
Me. I'm a Dr. Rush guy. I'm a Dr. Rush guy.
Kyle Van Noy is going to have 2. Ojabo's going to have 1. Robinson's going to have 1. And then
I got you to 4.
All I'm doing is I'm the handicapper here. I'm just saying 4.5. That's the line. I'm taking the over, so it could be 10. But like jumping down my fucking throat, Jesus Christ!
Fuck it.
Matabike is due for 1, and Elway is due for a 2.
He's due for a couple, yeah.
Both of those guys are due, and Van Noy is going to get his.
I'm in on 9, 1 for every number of Joe Burrow's jersey. And
I'm going over 4.5. If you want to make me predict a number, I'm gonna say 5.
You suck.
Oh, I'm going to hit the
Five sacks
over.
and a lot of fucking
7.
sacks in one game.
9's better.
Anywho, I'd say it's about that time because that's going to do it for this week's episode. We'll be back to discuss this, that, and the other. But meanwhile, it's time for me to die. Ah!